Have you ever wondered if some of your relatives actually fought in the Civil War? If so, check out this next story. You'll find out how to start the process of learning if any of your relatives actually took part in the war between the states. The Macon County Historical Society recently sponsored an event about Civil War ancestry. Western Kentucky University professor Nancy Ritchie has researched the subject for several years now. She was the featured speaker recently at the Macon County Welcome Center and told the people there how to see if any of their relatives took part in the Civil War.
This is a series of lectures, so it is the Hire Lecture Series, and Dr. Delroy Hire graciously sponsors it in honor of his parents. And so they were originally from the three-county area, so Monroe, Allen, and then Macon County.
How long have you been doing research actually about just the Civil War in general, and maybe how people can find out if they are related to Civil War soldiers?
Well, the Civil War research for myself would be several years, but I had to localize it to the three counties, so for Monroe, Allen, and then Macon. And so, about a year in the process of learning more about the individual counties and their role in the war.
Any interesting stories that you maybe can share, like maybe some interesting facts that you maybe have learned through your research, whether it's Macon County or maybe any other counties locally?
Well, as I had mentioned about Macon County, the split, almost even, the 500 soldiers who joined the Confederacy, the 500 who went for Union, but then the splits that were here also, as in many other areas. And then also the importance of Tennessee in the Civil War, the breadbasket of the South, and then the guerrilla activities that were here. But they were, of course, all over. But then the idea of the Highland Ridge Rim, how it separated the Confederates from the Union, that type of thing. And then all of the things that went on in the Goose Creek area, those were all interesting.
You're not originally from Macon County, but did it surprise you to find out that it was basically split, half Union, half Confederacy?
It did. I guess I thought it, would be more toward the Confederacy, but there were people who left Macon County specifically to join the Union forces.
When you're doing research like this, what did you try to tell the people today? Like, what are some of the best things they can do just to get started and trying to find out information?
Well, the Civil War Soldiers and Sailors database provided by the National Park Service is the go-to place to look for that Civil War soldier. And if you can find family histories, again, that's some of the best places to start also. There has to be, you would think, that people would want to talk about their great-grandfather or grandfather, that they would want to pass on that information that they served in the war.
You talked about another website too, not Ancestry.com, but the other one?
FamilySearch.org. Ancestry can be quite expensive. It is available at most libraries, but FamilySearch.org is a free site, and I actually like it better as a place to start before you dive in and drown in Ancestry. But Family Search is a great free resource, and they have many of the indexes there, and they are adding actually digital copies of the records also.
You said this is a series of lectures. Do you find wherever you go to lecture that so many people are more and more interested these days, maybe than ever before, in finding out about their past?
They are, and I always like to say that it's not just a hobby. Genealogical research is not a hobby, it's hard work. And if you can't rely on what's on the internet, you cannot rely on folk tales or those family stories that get passed down. They're good starting points, but you have to do the research yourself and prove it. And particularly if you're going to join any kind of organization, they will not let you in if you say, well, my grandmother told me. No, you have to prove it.
Obviously, this is, like you say, a lot of hard work, but as a general rule, how much reward is there potentially out there for someone trying to find out information?
Well, for my own family, I have learned things about my great-great-grandfather and things that he did. Quite a character. Sometimes you'll find that. But those sinners were the most important and interesting people. They left a lot more records than the saints. But just learning about them, you'll learn about yourself and figure out, they were just like us, and they had families and lives, and they loved, and so you can make them live again.
More than 678,000 men lost their lives during the 4 years of fighting. Another 469,000 soldiers were wounded. If you need more information on how to get started on finding out if your relatives fought in the Civil War, you can contact Richie at nancy.ritchie@wku.edu. Reporting in Lafayette, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.